A man deliberately drops some money. A girl picks it up and calls after him, saying, "You dropped your money." But then, overcome by greed, she takes the money and walks away. The man watches her, puts a cross mark on her picture, and leaves. Then the man drops money again in front of another girl. She picks it up and calls after him, but she too gives in to greed and keeps the money. She leaves. The man stops, takes out his phone from his pocket, puts a cross on her picture too, and walks away. Next, a young man stands in front of an office thinking, "I hope I get a job today. I need to get married and also pay for my mother's treatment. If I don't get this job, I'll be in big trouble." The same man comes, deliberately drops some money, and leaves. The young man picks up the money and starts calling after him, saying, "You dropped your money." But the man is gone. The young man feels greed rising in his heart and thinks, "I could keep this money. It would last me a year easily." But then he thinks, "No, this money might be needed by someone else. I should return it." He sets off, finds the man, stops him, and says, "You dropped your money." The man thanks him and takes the money, saying, "In today's world, how did you manage to return the money? You could have kept it." The young man replies, "This is your hard-earned money. How could I keep it? It would have run out in a day anyway." The man says, "You are very honest. So where are you going with that file?" The young man says, "I have an interview today." The man says, "I pray that you get selected." The young man thanks him, and they both go their separate ways. Then the man selects the young man's picture. In reality, this man is the owner of a large company. Later, the owner tells all the candidates, "Submit your files." One girl submits her file, another does, and the young man does as well. The owner checks the files and tells both girls, "Your experience is very good." The girls thank him. Then the owner asks the young man, "Have you ever worked before?" He says, "No, this is my first interview." The owner says, "Everyone's interview is already done because my method is different." One girl asks, "How was the interview done? We just submitted our files." Another girl says, "Please explain clearly. We don't understand." The owner says, "My way of taking interviews is a bit different. When you two were coming here, you found money on the way and both of you kept it. That was the test. You both failed." The second girl says, "That money was yours." The owner says, "Yes, I placed it there deliberately. Now put that money on the table." Both girls place the money on the table. Then the girls tell the young man, "You put your money on the table too." The owner says, "He doesn't have any money. He returned what he found. That's the difference. You are greedy, and he is honest. I have selected him. You may both leave." One of the girls says, "How can you hire this inexperienced person?" The owner replies, "This is my company. I run it as I wish. Get out." Both girls pick up their files and leave. Then the owner says to the young man, "Congratulations, you've got the job. Your salary will be 1 lakh rupees." The young man says, "Thank you so much. I will work with full honesty." The owner says, "That's right. So doesn't this honest owner deserve a like, the one who chooses honest people for his company?"